So over the last few years, I've managed to get professional clients from all different backgrounds, literally switching from a freelancer designer to a well-established agency. And this is the exact method and principles that I applied. First things first, I think it's best for me to give you a little background story of where everything started and how I was able to get a little bit of success in this digital marketing industry. Disclaimer though, this does not mean that currently I'm still not going through the process. I'm very much still going through the process of reaching to where I really want to be, but I can confidently say that I have come across a lot of obstacles and learned a lot of lessons, and I'm sharing this video specifically to save you from doing the exact mistakes that I have done through the experiences that I have had. Before you even think about getting professional clients, you need to establish yourself as a professional. Now, as stupid as that sounds and direct as it sounds, I want us to back up a little bit and really think about what does that mean for a second. Now, imagine yourself how you would want to be with your clients and the type of clients that you would want to get, how would they want to be treated, right? So that is the first things first that I had to look at when I was a freelancer, right? Because now I had to really think about how would I be, number one, if I was a professional in my industry who wants to work with professional clients. I don't know if I've put that in wording correctly, but I think you get what I mean, right? So the first things that I needed to do is to work around my personal branding. Now, keep in mind, the first time I started, designing websites, brand designs, logo designs, whatever it has to be within the digital marketing space, I literally had no experience, and the only thing that I had was YouTube videos and a few courses that I took. Now, there is a difference between learning something and applying the knowledge that you learn, right? And that's what separates a lot of people, a group of people, group people A, which are those who actually apply what they learn, and it separates them from group people B, who just end up just learning and expect things to happen, right? You need to be able to apply the knowledge that you know, right? Knowledge is only power if it is being applied, right? So as soon as I was able to get a lot of information online and take a few courses here and there on what exactly I wanted to do, that's when I went immediately into applying. Now, when I tell you the first, projects or my branding or my logo was literally hilarious. I'm gonna try and put it up where some here, but this is exactly how my logo looked like, right? But again, right, at that time, it was really good for me, right? It was like just big thing that I'm about to start this journey, and I was pretty much excited. But the most important thing that I want you to understand is I started, right? Now, I'll tell you the reason why I am telling you this background story, right? So after launching the business and everything, that is when I started to approach my local businesses basically and start offering services for free, right? Just for me to be able to get project testimonials, so that when I actually want to start charging, I can show them that, look, this is what I done for this business. Now, in the first few months, it actually was a bit difficult, actually first 1 or 2 months, but on my third month, that is when I actually got my first client. And I remember it was a project of a web design of like 3K, right? 3,000 rand. I think in dollars that's about $150 to 200, I'm not sure, plus minus around there. Now, keep in mind, at that time to me was a lot. It meant a lot, not just the money, but the fact that someone else saw value in my services at that amateur level. It meant a lot to me, right? Now, every single freelancer in the beginning stages of their career is always looking for a professional client. There is no one who starts this business without that mindset. Everyone starts with that mindset, right? And I had to keep on reminding myself that you are not there yet. You need to prove yourself in order for you to be there, right? Now, proving yourself worthy for getting professional clients. When I mean professional clients, we're all basically talking about high pay clients who will pay for the value of the services that you offer. Now, there's a couple of things that you need to keep in mind, right? The first things first is the experience, guys. There's a lot of designers, web designers and developers, brand designers, graphic designers, social media marketers who are in the digital marketing space, who have been there years and years, who have more experience than me. You get what I'm saying? More experience than the other person. So for me to just come and just want to, start, getting those professional high paying clients is not going to work, because the first thing that they're going to ask you is, where is the work? Show us the work. Even if you did have the work, it's easy to tell the difference from someone who has experience, years of experience, than someone who just has a few months or a year's experience. You can really tell the difference, and people cannot be fooled. You understand? Some people can give you a chance, right? Which some people will do, but some people just cannot take that risk based on the amount of money that you're offering, right? So there's a couple of things that I had to look at myself, because in the beginning stages I've always told myself that I want to get professional clients and I want to work with professional clients who really value what I do and would pay for the amount of money that I want to charge. And the first things first is I had to think about how would I look like if I was working with professional clients, right? So an example could be, if for me to be able to work with professional clients, it means the client has to see me professionally, and that starts literally from the presentation of your business, the presentation of yourself, how you conduct yourself during meetings, talking to clients, how you conduct yourself during marketing, and most importantly, how your work is, right? It is very easy to tell the difference between something that is unique and different from something that is more popular and just amateur. There's difference between job skills. I think I've switched the company branding like 3 times already. So the current look that we have in Ahmad Digital Agencies is the look that I think that is going to stick with us for the next years or so. But I had to go through processes where I had to rebrand, and rebranding also came with the amount of experience that I had at that time. So let's say maybe, for example, the first 2 years I started to gain more experience, because now the more design projects I'm doing, the more experience I get. So then that's when I would have more ideas of how I want the company to be. Then I would create a new branding, and then etc and move on like that. But slowly the first thing that is very important is how you brand yourself everywhere. Because trust me, when you think that people are not looking or paying attention or watching, there's always a company or a client out there who is very much following you, but they're just not saying anything. They're just waiting for the right time where they can feel confident enough to use your services. Because sometimes people can literally be following you or paying attention to your work or whatever you post online or your website for a good 2-3 years, just because the fact that they like your personality maybe or something like that, but they cannot approach you to work with you. Doesn't mean that they don't like you, it just means that they're not confident enough yet to give you a lot of money to pay for your services. So that is the first thing that I need to work on. Client work is the most important thing, because it tells it tells a lot about the project that you've worked on, and it tells a lot more about your experience. Remember, getting professional clients means that you'll be dealing with people who know specifically what they want, and they know the worth of the services that they are paying for. So they're not just coming to you for a simple design, they are coming to you for a solution. So you need to also start switching your mindset from just a service provider to actually a person who offers a real solution through their work. A good example could be, everyone knows that company needs a logo. Anyone can get a logo now with AI or anything like that, but only professional clients know what the power of a logo does for you, what the power of messaging through the logo does for you, what the power of branding that comes with that logo does for you. And if you are able to conduct that in a professional manner, and show them that this is the solution that you want to offer, and stick with that mindset, then you will definitely land those professional clients. But you have to do that obviously firstly by keeping track and documenting all of the previous projects that you've done and have actual results. And if you have before and afters, show the before and afters, and also testimonials from clients. As soon as you've done the couple of things that you also need to take into account, and I take this very, very seriously, you need to look at your competitors, especially in your local area. Now, why is this important, right? Remember, we live in the world of internet, and the internet is always going to show you something that is closer to you and easier for you to get. It's not going to give you something that is difficult for you to get. So an example, if someone is searching for a logo designer around your area, Google is going to give them results of the best companies or freelancers who can offer that, right? Because there's a lot of freelancers and agencies, right? But it's going to only give you the best of the best. So you need to take at least 5 competitors around your area, and at least 1 or 2 competitors in just, the whole of your country or internet, whatever it is. Find out what exactly is it that they are doing. Don't copy them, but have similar things. If they have a website, then you need to have a website. If they have professional emails, then you need to have professional email, which, by the way, is a very, very big problem, because if you want to start getting professional clients, how do you expect someone to interact with you when you have an @gmail.com email? Now, don't get me wrong, it definitely works. You can still make a lot more money with that. I'm just saying that for me to get where I wanted to be, I had to establish myself and the agency as a professional brand, inwards and outward, right? Now, there's still a couple of things that I am personally working on, but these are the most important things that I have noticed in the beginning, because you'd find sometimes, let's say, if I don't have a website, right, and someone wants to ask for me my prices, and all I have is just WhatsApp catalog of prices. Yes, although WhatsApp catalog of prices may be convenient, but you having a website tells the customer or the client that this person is so professional enough that they had time to build a whole website, design the whole website, put all the information for me to make it easier for me to read everything about the company history and everything, etc. All of that the client pays attention to, because then they will know that once they come to you, you will pay the same amount of attention and detailing into their project. So you need to look at your competitors, what they have. If they have a website, then you need to get a website. Try and get a website. It doesn't have to be the best looking website, but just try and get it. If they have professional emails, try and do that. How active are they on social media? Also try and do that, and then just try to get those few things here and there matching, so that you can understand exactly what is it that your competitor is doing. Once you've done all of that, this is where now you need to start strategizing on the systems that you have in place within the company. Now, this is very important, because without this, then everything else would have been done for nothing, right? Having a system is very important. I only realized this late. Now, this reminds me of a movie that I watched about how McDonald's was made. Now, if you know the story of McDonald's was created by I forgot the name of this guy, and he had, I think, a partner or someone who approached him and said, look, let us franchise McDonald's, but he didn't want that, right? So I don't really know the full story, but I think that the person who created McDonald's stole the idea from someone else and then started franchising it. But now in order for you to franchise, the point of what I'm trying to make is that in order for you to franchise, you need to have proper systems in place, so that if I am from South Africa and I want my business to give the same experience to my customers in China, there needs to be a same system that will produce the same amount of results. That is an example of a system in place. Everything from how the customer orders, how you speak to them, how you present the food to them, and how you talk to them, all of that is part of a system. It is the exact same thing in moving from a freelancer to getting professional clients. How you present yourself online from the time the client sends you a message, how you respond to them, how you schedule meetings with them, how you talk to them during the meeting, the questions that you ask during the meeting, how you respond to them after the meeting, the feedback that you give them, how you start the project, during the project, after the project, needs to be in a proper manner. Think about it this way. If you're buying a car, if you're buying a second-hand car, regardless of that is your first car or not, the experience is going to be very, very much different from when you're buying a brand new car out of the box. It's going to be very, very much different. You'll find that they bring you champagne, or they bring you a ribbon, and then they have to remove the plastic. It's just the whole experience. Whereas when it's a used car, they can still do something similar, but it's just different. You understand what I'm saying? It's really different. Another example could be a restaurant. You have some restaurants, both foods can taste good, but the fact that one restaurant is a fancy, luxurious restaurant, for me to be paying more on this luxurious restaurant, even though I can be getting full and eating nice food on this cheaper restaurant, I'm only paying that for the experience, because probably the tables are nicer, the lights are nicer, the atmosphere is much quieter, the service is much different, the people talk to you differently. That is the reason why I would pay for that, because I see value in that. You understand? This is the exact same mindset that you need to have when switching from a freelancer to getting, professional clients. And once you've mastered that, I think also the most important thing is communication. All right. Now, this is something that I also still struggle with today, and I'm also still learning, but I've noticed that changing the way of communicating with clients is different. Not every single client is the same. So you need to give yourself time to understand exactly what the client's needs are. Once you understand what the client's needs are, it will then result in you communicating differently. Because some clients are just straightforward, they just tell you what they want. Some clients don't know what they want. They just know that they have the idea of what they want, and you need to dummy them down. So communicating that is not something easy, because you have to constantly switch personalities. And sometimes when you're not confident in what you're doing, or even if you are confident, but when you're not expecting that, they can sense that, and that can put them off, and then just tell you something like, oh no, I'll get back to you, and end up not getting back to you. Right. And the last thing is marketing. Right. So your marketing needs to be on point, and it needs to be unique to what you do and your brand alone. Don't go and copy someone else's marketing. It can be similar, but don't copy it to the exact same point, because people pay attention. If you are targeting a certain group of people, and those people see your video or post, whatever it is, the only reason why they saw that is because they've engaged in similar content like that before. So what makes you think that they are not following other people as well? They're just trying to compare and see what is it exactly that is unique about you. Could it be the way you present yourself? Could it be the way you do your videos? Could it be the way you present your work? It could be anything, but marketing has to be on point. And again, guys, going back to what I was saying, branding, you need to brand yourself professionally, right? Every single thing needs to be consistent. The imagery that you use, the videos, the colors, the logo, brand consistency, fonts, everything. Clients pay attention to this, and it makes it looks more of like, you are more organized, because the reality is that there's a lot of freelancers out there, and everyone is trying to make it, and everyone will make it to some degree. If you want to start serving and offering solutions to professional clients, then you also need to envision yourself, how would I be if I was offering my services to professional clients? How would the client actually want to see me? How would I want to see myself? If I was a client to myself, would I be impressed with how certain things are? Would I want to give myself more money? Once you start answering those questions, it will make it easier for you to eventually reach the goal that you want. The last thing is, do not rush the process. Now, I know I've said a whole bunch of things, But the reason why you do not want to rush the process is because sometimes we rush too much into focusing on making the big money and getting the professional clients, whereas we haven't even gone through the process of experiencing certain things, right? You could have all the consistent brand that you want, and everything, etc. But if you don't have communication and you skipped that, if you don't have enough project and you skipped that, all of that would have been wasted for nothing, because then the client will tell you that, oh fine, you have a nice brand, but let me see your work. And if you have nothing to show for and you only have like 3 projects only, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough. So I had to give myself time in order for me to get experience in multiple industries, so I can understand the multiple mentalities of people in these industries, and that will make it easier for me to gain more experience, so that in the future I know exactly what type of clients I want and what type of clients I do not want. When you give yourself time to experience this, it will make it easier and very clear, and you'll be laser focused to exactly how you want your business to be run in order for you to land those professional clients. A quick summary is, I've went through a lot of businesses. I went through banking, finance, mental, hospital, fashion, skincare, a lot of industries. I've been through a lot of industries that I've worked and serviced. And one thing that I've come to learn and get good at is niching down those type of industries or type of services that I have to offer to those people. So I know exactly, based on my experience, what I need to put out there in order for me to get the professional clients that I want. Because professional clients are not just sitting somewhere in a group like LinkedIn or whatever. No, they are everywhere. They can be LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Google. Even you just talking to someone at a coffee shop or whatever it is, they can be everywhere. So you just need to be ready and brand consistent. And I think, just to conclude this, I would say that love what you do, be passionate about it. People can sense fake. Be yourself. Don't try to be something that you're not. And there's a difference between self-development and being something that you are not. How I am today is different from how I was 5 years ago or 7 years ago. It's because of the self-development that I have now. You understand? So focus more on self-development before focusing on getting professional clients. You will definitely get professional clients, and but first of all, enjoy the process. You understand? Enjoy the process. Have fun with it. If you really need to make money seriously, then you can speed up the process a little bit by pushing a little things, but also understand that pushing comes with a lot of work and consistency, but obviously the end result is always worth it. Without further ado, keep designing, keep developing. See you in the next video.